So the thing that's worrying me right now is this whole circular array thing. Like if I go off the end of my array, I need to come around to the beginning. But that's mod. So that means that if I have 20 warriors in my array, then my index goes from 0 to 19. So say I'm at the last index in the array, and I add 1 to go to the next one, and so that lands me at 20. So I can't go to index 20 because it doesn't exist. But if I say 20 mod 20, that is 0. So that, and that gets me down around to the beginning of the list, and that's exactly what I want to do. So my other worry, or my other thought, is because this is my condition, I could potentially go through the array of a lot of times, many times. I'm not, and one time through the loop does not equal one time through my array. Each time through the while loop, I want to make sure I only process one true into a false, because otherwise I might set too many trues to false before I'm able to test this again. So that means that if I'm only setting one true to false potentially, I need to keep track of where I am each time through, so that as I go through the while loop, I need to keep track of my index from the last time. That means I'm going to need one. Int current index, and we'll set it to 0 to start. I need to look for a true value, so that's an if statement. True value at my current index, most likely. If warriors array subcurrent index is equal to true, then I'm going to do something. Okay, so I know that, so far I'm comfortable with this. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. Okay. And I know that once I have done something, I'm potentially going to be making my current index go up by 1. So this is going to take care of that. I'm not totally convinced that my code inside the while loop is even in the correct spot yet, but right now I'm just trying to get myself from English to code in a way that I think makes sense. And then I can think about it logically and rearrange as necessary. My preferred mode of thinking about programming is not to talk through it. I find it really confusing. I like to go off and silently think about it and draw things on paper. So this is having to do it on a video is like actually really stressful. But hey, you know what? Let's live on the edge. Okay, so if I go off the end of my array, mod my index. So that means that potentially I put my index up by 1 to go to the next item for the next time through the loop somewhere in here. And then I want to check to see if I went off the end of the array. Well, actually it doesn't matter. I don't even have to if. I can just mod by index. Mod by the number in my array. So index, I'm do something a little more than this then. I can either do it in one line or I can do it in 2 lines. I can make it go up by 1 and then I can mod by 20. And maybe that's a little easier to explain. Oops, not 20. Num warriors. Okay, so go to the next warrior. Make sure I don't go off the end of the array. Okay, so this is so far so good. This note, I think I've already figured it out because that's what my loop condition is checking. It's making sure there's only that I haven't gotten down to only 2 yet. So I think I can take this out. So what I'm going to explore in the next video, after I've silently thought about it for a minute, is how do I figure out this every other true value? Well, let's continue in a minute.